So unfortunately we made some stupid things before the paint, but we actually know about them, but since we didn't have time to get the gearbox and differential out from the E46 before we had to bring the car to the paint, we had to take a chance. But as you can see, the gearbox is a little bit too high to fit in the transmission tunnel, so we had to cut it off to raise the tunnel a bit there. But we decided to now cut the whole thing off and yeah, so as you can see, we also couldn't fit the rear part here of the quick change diff didn't fit, so we had to cut up a little bit of a piece of the chassis there. And if I would have been a bit smarter, I actually would have checked on HGK's cars before so I would have seen that and cut it off before. Yeah, but we decided to now cut off the whole transmission tunnel and yeah, replace it with a new part, so we get a full nice part all the way. So yeah, it's a little bit lesson learned and stupid thing, but that's a lot of glue. So we just got all the Wisefab parts from Rasmus at Pony Drift Racing Gear, shipped to us to this mother beep. So now we have a lot of work to do. It's a lot of stuff. A few arms, I don't know really. You see that's 7.7. I believe this is the ones where we are not going to use because we actually bought the grip kit for the rear, which will give us a bit more adjustment to be able to adjust a bit more grip in the rear, so I can destroy more parts. So yeah, we have a lot of work in front of us, but I just want to send a big thank you to Rasmus for hooking us up with all these parts. It will be super fun to try it out, and I believe that we have a lot of work to do to learn how to adjust this. So hopefully we have this car up and running as fast as possible, so we can have a lot of hours back before the competition mood. Yeah, so welcome to the mess in the garage. We have been stressing, or it's been a bit stressful because the car is going to Jalkelid tonight or tomorrow for building our exhaust manifold. So we have been stressing to get the car on the wheels, to get the water pipe up, the gearbox mounts in the right position. We have been mounting all the Wisefab parts in the rear. Super nice, and a big thank you to Rasmus on Pony Drift Racing Gear for supplying us with all these nice parts. We are using the grip modification for the E92 subframe. So basically you get a shorter arm there, and you have 3 possible positions to put it in, so you can change the grip easy. That's also super nice. And we have the new spacers, super quick service from spacer.se. I ordered them yesterday, so Wednesday, and this is a special spacer because it's from 520 BMW to 512, because the rims we are going for this season is 512. For 59 Orc wheels had the 500, the 5 and 112 in stock. Since the world is as it is right now, it's hard with the shipments and all that stuff, so we had 512 in stock. So we decided to go with them and have a conversion spacer in the rear, and in the front we actually just re-drilled the hub to 112. So we have double bolt patterns in front and rear, so if we would need to throw on a 520, then it's no problem. And as I told you before, we have also cut or bent this new gearbox tunnel and transmission tunnel. Will be super nice. So we have some cutting to do and some measurement to get it below the regulation standards, and that's cool. So we have been stressing on, and as I said, tomorrow it will go up to, or tonight it will go to Jalkelid Motorsport for creating our manifold for our very nice Garrett turbo supplied by FHT Turbo. So that's super nice. The new engine is on its way, probably next week or the week after, but it's on its way. Wisefab Motorsport has started the assemble, so that's nice. We have pretty much all the parts home to finish the car, so as soon as we get it back from Jalkelid, we can start the final assembly. So put the right engine in, put the exhaust pipe and all that stuff, make that. We can do the pressure pipes for the intercooler and finish up, pretty much everything on the car. So from that point on, it's only mounting, and of course this poor we don't talk about that, we just fix it. So the warped water pipes comes up down there, and then we will have the water pump and some hoses. Super nice. So it's a bit messy, but we've been stressing, so we will have the car up there, and then we will clean up the garage again, and hopefully have the car back this weekend so we can start the final work. Awkward sound liksom. That's an anticlimax. Yeah, so the eagle has landed. It's the first time we have the car on its own wheels since it actually rolled into this very professional workshop here. It's small. What do you think, Philip? Is it smaller than you thought? Huh?
We need a barra.
Oh, English! Yes! We need a barra to lower it. Take that one, put it in there. So we have the car here at Jalkelid Motorsport and Visa Racing. So Jalkelid are going to manufacture the exhaust manifold. He has started here with the collector and the input flange. This is his 100% homemade collector, so he's a really good fabricator. Does an awesome job. Some pipes and a small little turbo, which we hope will spool the shit out of our 2JC. So while we have the car hanging here, I thought I might talk about the underside of the car, what we've done to it, and yeah, go through it. So we can start in the front. And here we have, yeah, the 2JC engine mounted on the Twisted Smoke Performance engine mounts. So it sits nice, and they are actually very nice for the exhaust manifold. It gives a lot of room for it. We have the intake with the Rad Industries adapter to fit the GTE upper part with the GE lower part. We have all the Wisefab parts from Pony Drift Racing gear and Wisefab mounted up. We have some dampers just there now for the mounting. We have a FIDE cutting, and he wants me to yeah, all mounted up. These are just temporary until we get our new BC coilovers from AN88. Yeah, so we have our gearbox, the Hollinger RD6, a little piece of our Tennessee Motorsport clutch release, and then we have the fuel pipes. So I routed them up here, and they will go mounted in this with a bolt here with these mounts, and they go all the way back. And then we have them bent up here. We have the fuel filter and the lines straight into the radium fuel tank. So that's a super nice setup. Pretty easy to service, easy to maintain, easy to change the A8 fuel filter. We have our water lines that's Steffe fabricated and welded. So they're running from the front of the car back here to up to the radiator, all the way in this little tunnel. And they go up there. Yes. Talk faster, talk faster. And in the rear we have the RTS quick change differential mounted up in our HKK Racing subframe together with all the Wisefab parts. Same here, we still don't have our BC Racing coils, so it's just sitting on a spring. We have our 59 North wheels. Super nice, and we are now trying to test fit the brakes. And we did get a question about our RD6 gearbox to talk a little bit about it, and I don't know really much about the details. It is a 6-speed sequential gearbox, so we have first to 6 straight cut. It's 1-to-1 on the 5th gear, so we have pretty nice ratio, pretty nice gear ratio between the gears, so it's super easy to find the right gear. It is spec'd to 1700 Newton meters of torque in short time racing like drifting, time attack, and those stuff. And if you go to endurance racing, I think it's spec'd to 1000 Newton meters, something like that. So it's a really strong gearbox. We've been running this now for three full seasons, I believe. And we haven't actually 100% honestly been having zero issues. We have had zero issues with this gearbox. We had it down to Hollinger in Germany, the Sarini company, who is the Hollinger agent in Europe. They did a service on it before the 2021 season, and I believe that they changed one dog ring because there was a little bit of a sign of wear on it, nothing major. Yeah, they changed all the seals and all that normal stuff you change when you take the gearbox apart. And I think that the cost of it, the retail cost would have been, I think, 1,200 euros. So that was around 1,200 euros in service cost after 2 full seasons. And then we will run it for 2 more seasons and service it again. So it is a really nice gearbox. What we do between races or when we feel is that we actually change the filter, the oil filter in it. This is an internal oil pump and filter. So that's what we do between races, but otherwise this is a super rigid gearbox who has given us zero issues on track whatsoever. It actually saved us a couple of times when we couldn't change because our clutch release failed, and we just changed without the clutch. So it is a super rigid gearbox who has given us a lot of joy actually. So yeah, that's what we have underside the car. And here we have the new brake calipers. Yes, super nice. I'm gonna try them on. And as I told before, we have drilled all the bearings to 512. You can think of it. So the seat is in. The pedal box is mounted. And also the driver is in to actually fit the car. A bit big boots, but on that it actually looks. This is my helmet cam. It feels like a good position to sit in. You have the steering wheel, have okay leg room, and a really good spot for all the boxes for the pedals. And we have the ECU master products down here on our custom brackets made by our mechanic Freddy Karlsson, who can CNC cut in plasma. So if you need any plasma cutting, let him know. So we're gonna have them mounted up here. We have the OEM dash, and we'll have our ECU Master ADU 7-inch dash, the PMU, the ECU, yeah, and all the boxes and all the parts from ECU Master, which we're still waiting on. Yeah, the COVID is, yeah, it's so much problem with deliveries all over Europe or the world, so they are waiting on some components to finish up the products. So yeah, back stock there, but hopefully they will arrive soon so we can start with the electric part of all the wiring in the car. That's the next stage pretty much after Jalkelid is finished with the manifold and the turbo setup. Then Steffe is going to do all the pressure piping for the intake and from turbo, the water lines from the engine, and all that stuff gonna be finished up. And at the same time we're gonna start to do all the electric wiring in the car. And when the electric is done and all the pipes in the front is done, we actually are getting quite close to have a running car. So that's pretty much, and all the new parts from CBS Racing should arrive next week as well. We bought a brand new rear oil sump kit and a brand new GTE VVTi covers for the head, both the valve covers and the plastic covers. Yeah, together with springs and all that stuff. So check out CBS Racing. I'll put the link in the description. So check out them also. They have basically everything in OEM parts for 2JZ in stock, brand new. So you can actually buy a brand new 2JZ engine from them. They purchase the short block, they purchase the head and all the parts, and then they mount it together. So you can buy a brand new with 100% new parts 2JZ for, I think it's just over 10,000 euros. That's a super good thing to know. If you are running a stock Supra or anything, you can actually run 6, 7, maybe 800 horsepower from a stock bottom end, and if it's brand new you have no stress in the parts. So yeah, check out CBS Racing, and also go check out Jalkelid Motorsport and all his build, his amazing car and all that thing he does. ECU Master, go check out their products. They have everything in the range for the ECU system, and they are sold in Sweden by Pony Drift Racing Gear and PSI Motor, so Rasmus Muller basically. He also the agent for Wisefab in the same countries. So yeah, go check out all these brands, companies. Also check out FHT turbochargers, who is our new sponsor for 2022 on the turbo side. So he has provided us with a brand new Garrett GT. Let's see if I can tell this the right way. GTX 3584 RS. So it's quite a small turbo in the sizing. It should be capable to around 850-900 wheel, but probably this is the smaller housing, the 101 AR. Probably gonna change that to the 122 AR just to not have too much back pressure. Yeah, so in the dyno, when we are dynoing, we will measure the back pressure, and if it's too much, we're gonna change to 122 AR housing. But this setup will probably give us quite a crazy spool. This is a pretty small turbo. It's a 67, I believe, or yeah, something like that. So it's a pretty small turbocharger, and FAT custom made this compressor wheel here. So that's basically what he does. He custom made turbochargers, he fixed turbocharger and all that stuff, but his specialty is custom made wheels and all crazy stuff for turbochargers. So go and check out FHT Turbo Instagram. Super fun to have you with us. We decided to go with the TurboSmart ProGate 50. We had a 60mm also, but that was way too big. So we decided to go with the 50mm. which will be quite cool, and a stainless exhaust manifold. So yeah, things are going forward. Much talk in this vlog, but we have been waiting on parts. But probably next week most of it will land. We'll get the dampers and all the stuff, and we now can measure the drive shafts in the rear. So yeah, everything is coming together nicely. So yeah, I think this will be stop here for this time. And thank you guys for watching, and also don't forget to subscribe, share, like, comment and all that stuff. And next time, hopefully this will look much more like a finished car. Yeah, so yeah, once again, thank you guys for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.